Hello class, we're about to start section 10.3, Polygons and Perimeter. The objectives: to name certain polygons according to the number of sides, to recognize the characteristics of certain quadrilaterals, and to solve problems involving a polynomial's perimeter. And 4, find the sum of the measures of a polygon's angles. Polygons. A polygon is any closed shape in the plane formed by three or more line segments that intersect only at their endpoints. A polygon is any closed shape in the plane. So we scroll down here and take a couple look at a couple polygons. Well, a few polygons here and things here that are not polygons. Now, it says a polygon is a plane figure. The figure lies completely in one plane. A polygon is a closed figure. The figure has an inside and an outside. A polygon is made of line segments. Each endpoint of the line segment is shared with an endpoint of one other line segment, forming an angle that is not a straight angle. The line segments do not intersect except at the endpoints. Now these are convex polygons and concave polygons. All of the diagonals of a convex polygon will be inside the polygon. Now, regular polygons. A regular polygon has sides which are all the same length and angles of all the same measure. Polygons are named by the number of angles or sides that make the polygon. A regular polygon has all sides the same length and all angles the same measure. Now we have a triangle, 3 sides, 3 angles. A quadrilateral, 4 sides, 4 angles. A pentagon is 5 angles, 5 sides. And a hexagon is 6 angles, 6 sides. Now a heptagon, 7 angles, 7 sides. Octagon, 8 angles, 8 sides. A nonagon is 9 angles, 9 sides. And a decagon is 10 angles, 10 sides. And we have here the name with the picture up to the octagon, from triangle to octagon. It says triangles are a 3-sided polygon. A 3-sided polygon is a triangle. Quadrilaterals. A 4-sided polygon is a quadrilateral. Quadrilaterals are named by their characteristics. For instance, here you notice we have slanted sides here where the opposite sides are congruent. That's a parallelogram. We have a rhombus. All the sides are slanted, but all the sides are of equal length. And we have a square. We have equal angles, equal length of each side. We have a parallelogram of all 4 angles of equal measure. The angles will all be 90 degrees. And finally, we have here a trapezoid. It's quadrilateral with all only one pair of parallel sides. This is an isosceles trapezoid. The angles at the bottom of the trapezoid will be of equal measure. The top angle will also be of the equal measure. The non-parallel sides will be the same length. Now we have the type of quadrilaterals which we named, and they're listed here with their characteristics. Now we come here to perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around a figure. Perimeter of a polygon, the sum of the lengths of the sides of the polygon. Said another way, the perimeter of a polygon is the distance around the polygon. The perimeter of a rectangle is P equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. And then finally, what is the perimeter of a square? Now the perimeter of a square, remember all sides are the same, so it would be 4 times the size, or 4s. Now you can, if you forget this formula for a square, you can use the same formula for a rectangle for a square. It will result with the same answer. Now it says example, find the perimeter of each figure. Now we can see here that this is a rectangle. So we know the opposite sides are congruent. So this side is 8 centimeters and this side is 5 centimeters. So perimeter, that means we add up all the sides here, or we could do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So the perimeter is equal to 2 times 8 plus 2 times 5. So we know 2 times 8 is 16, plus 10 will give us 26 centimeters. And that will be our final answer. Now this also is a rectangle. So we have P is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. P is equal to 2 times 9 plus 2 times 3. Now we know 9 times 2 is 18 and 3 times 2 is 6. So the perimeter is 24 meters here. Now we come here. Now we notice here that this is kind of an oddly shaped figure, but we can figure out what the sides are. We know that this side plus this side here is the length of this total side here. So 2 plus 5 is 7, so that means this side is 7 feet. And then we know this side plus this side here is equal to this whole side here. So this side here is 1 foot, so this must be 5 feet. So the perimeter is just the addition of all of these sides. So we have 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7. Now when we add all of these together, 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 5 is 19, plus 7 is 26. So it'll be 26 feet. Now we come here. If you notice, this is in the shape of a square. So we could do perimeter is equal to 4 times S. So perimeter is equal to 4 times 4. So your perimeter is 16 centimeters. Now remember, this S stands for the sides. It doesn't stand for square. Okay, now we come here to this trapezoid here. We could just add up all the sides. All the sides are given. So we have 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6. So we are, our perimeter is, let me see, 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 7 is 18, plus 6 is 24. So it'll be 24 meters. Now we have this example. It says find the perimeter of the rectangle. Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulties, but that has been taken care of. It says find the perimeter of the rectangle. So remember, we can either use the formula, which is P equals 2L plus 2W, or we can fill in the sides and add up all of the sides. But let's get in the habit of using a formula. So it'd be 2 times 15 plus 2 times 6. So the perimeter is 30 plus 12. Perimeter is 42 in inches. We must include the units of measure. Now, it says find the perimeter of the polygon. We just add all of the sides here. We have 6 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 16. So our perimeter is equal to, is that 16, 26, and 6 is 32, plus 16 is 48. So it'd be 48 feet. Now it says example. A rectangular field needs to be fenced. The field is 20 yards wide and 50 yards long. If the fencing material costs $3.50 per foot, what will be the cost of material to fence the field? So first we have to find a perimeter. Now we have, it's a rectangular field, so we have 2 lengths plus 2 widths. So 2 times the length is 50. And we know the width is 20. So this will give us 100 plus 40. So the perimeter is 140. Now it'll be 140 feet. Now we're told that the material costs $3.50 per foot. So we would take 140 times $3.50. Now we could use our calculator here. So we have 140 times 3.50. And that gives us $490. And that is the total cost. It's $490. Now example, a rectangular field is 4 times as long as it is wide. So now we have length and we have width. It says it is 4 times as long as it is wide. So our width would be X and our length would be 4 times what our width is. If the perimeter of the field is 500 yards, what are the field's dimensions? So we will have perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. They give us the perimeter, which is 500, is equal to our length is 4x and our width is x. So 500 is equal to 8x plus 2x. So 500 is equal to 10x. Divide each side by 10. And 50 is equal to x. Now remember, we're dealing with yards here, and x represents the width. So the width is 50 yards. That's the width. Now our length, remember, is 4 times that. So our length is 200 yards. And these are the dimensions. The width is 50 yards and the length is 200 yards. Now it says here, fencing costs $5.25 per foot. Find the cost to enclose the field with fencing. So here we have a rectangle. So we have perimeter is equal to 2 times the length is 42. And the width here is 28. 2 times 42 is 84. 2 times 28 is 56. So the perimeter is 140. And that's 140 feet. Now we want to find out how much this costs. So we take 140 times $5.25. So now we multiply 140 times $5.25. That will give us $735. And that will be the total cost. So as an example, a school play yard is in the shape of a 400 feet by 200 feet rectangle. If fencing costs $14 per yard, what will it cost to place fencing around the yard? Now, first of all, the cost is based on yards. We have feet here. So we need to change these feet to yards. So remember, it takes 3 feet to equal 1 yard. So what we could do is this. First, let's just take the perimeter. So it'll be 2 times 400 plus 2 times 200. So that will give us 800 plus 400, and the perimeter is 1200. Now this is 1200 feet, because this is length and width. Now we want to change these feet to yards. So we would take 1200 feet and multiply it to be 3 feet, 1 yard over 3 feet. These feet will simplify, so it'll be 1200 over 3, which is 400 yards. Now we want to take these 400 yards and multiply by the $14, as we're trying to figure out the cost. So we would take 400 times 14, and that gives us $5,600. And that's how much it will cost. Okay, now we come here. The sum of the measures of a polygon's angle. Remember from the previous section, the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Find the sum of the angles of the following quadrilateral by first dividing the quadrilateral into 2 triangles as shown. So we've divided this into 2 triangles, and we want to find the angles. Remember, the interior of a triangle is 180 degrees. So we would just take 2 times 180, as we had 2 triangles here. So that'll give us 360 degrees. That is our final answer here. Now we scroll here. The sum of the angles in a quadrilateral will be the same as the sum of the angles in 2 triangles, which we did here, that 2 times 180. Now it says find the sum of the angles of the following pentagon by first dividing the quadrilateral into 3 triangles as shown. So we would take 3 times 180, and then 3 times 180 is 540, and that's degrees because our angle is in degrees, so it's 540 degrees. So now it tells you the same direction. It's the sum of the angles in a pentagon would be the same as the sum of the angles in 3 triangles. Okay, now we come to the next example. It says here, find the sum of the angles of the following hexagon.